Hi viewers, good to have you here. You're highly welcome. This is A Plus Academic Resource Center, where we take online tutorials for undergraduates and senior secondary students. All right. Okay. Today we're going to be looking at business math or business finance, and the topic we're going to be looking at is exact and ordinary interest. Then we're also going to be looking at exact and approximate time. So let's start with exact and ordinary interest. Okay. Now, when it has to do with loans, okay, loans. You know what I mean by loans, okay? When it has to do with loans, the exact and ordinary interest is very important. Now, when the repayment time has to do with days, when it's in days, and the rates, okay, is an annual rate, that is, you pay annually, okay? It is very important that the days, okay, the payment period is converted, or it's being calculated as a fraction of the whole period. It's being calculated as a fraction, okay? Now, that has to do with simple interest. You know, basically, simple interest, we use that to determine the interest repayment and all that, okay? So, it's advisable that the number of the time of that loan repayment is calculated as a fraction of the repayment, the whole repayment period. This is what we mean, okay? You know, our simple interest is giving us principal times rate times time. That's our simple interest, okay? Now, when we talk about ordinary interest, when the divisor is equal to 360, we have ordinary interest. That is the days now. We are talking about the time now, the time. We are talking about then, when it has to do with, divisor has to do with 360, we are talking about ordinary interest. But when the divisor has to do with 365 or 366, then we are talking about what? Exact interest. Are we together? Follow me. We are getting somewhere. Okay, so we are going to, the number of the time, the repayment time of the loan is going to be a fractional part of the whole year. Okay, so when we are dealing with ordinary interest, we divide by 360. When we are dealing with exact interest, we divide by 365 or 366. Okay, let's take for instance, find the exact and ordinary interest of a loan of 500 naira at 6% on a 60 days. Okay, find the exact and ordinary interest of a loan of 500 naira, okay, at 6% on a 60 days. Okay, so we have simple interest is equal to principal times rate times time, okay? So with the principal here is 500 times the rate here is 6%, 0.06, right? The time here is what? 60 all over. Now we are solving for exact. We are solving for exact, okay? For exact, that's what we are solving for. So exact here, the divisor what? 365 or 366. So let's use 365. Okay, so this times this. Let me get the calculator. Okay, so we have 500. 60 divided by 365 will give us, this is 500 times 0.06 times 0.164. Okay, so let's go. Okay, 500 times 0.06 times 0.164, which is equal to what? 4.92. Okay, so let's solve for ordinary. Ordinary will be simple interest equal to principal times rate times time. Okay, so we have 500 times 0.06 times 60 all over 360. Okay, so which is equal to 500 times 0.06 times 60 divided by 360. Okay, that will give us 60 divided by 360. That will be 0.166, or let's say 167. Okay, so which is equal to then 500 times 0.06 times 0.167, which is equal to 5.01. Okay, if you see, for the ordinary interest, we have 5.01. For the exact, we have 4.92. So, in conclusion, or what we may draw out of this is that the lenders or bankers would like to lend to customers on the ordinary what interest, because it yields more interest than the exact interest. Are we together? The ordinary interest yield more interest than the exact interest. So they would like to lend money on the ordinary interest, which is divisible by, which the time is divisible by what? 360. Are we together? Now for the exact and approximate time. Okay? Now, exact and approximate time. Now, for me to explain this properly so that you can understand, let me just put out a question. Okay? Find the exact and approximate time, okay, between March 5th and September 28th. Now, when we talk about exact and approximate time, for exact, there are two ways you can solve for exact time. One of the ways, or one of the method is this. You will calculate from 1st of January, okay, to the two periods, okay, 1st of January to September 28th, 1st of January to March 5th. Whatever you get, you deduct from each other. Then anything you have is the exact time. Another method, the second method for under exact now. The second method is you calculate the number of days for each month. Between March 5th and September 28th, we have April, May, June, July, August. So you calculate the number of months for the number of days for each month. The two methods will give you the same answer. So let's try that and see. Now for exact, from January 1st, okay, to September 28th will give us how many days? From January 1st to March 5th will give us how many days? Okay, so we'll calculate now and see. So January 1st to September 28th will give us January 30, that is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 8 months. So 30 times 240, then plus okay, minus 2. So January 1st to September 28th will give us sorry, let me change this. So January 1st to September 28th will give us 271 days, okay? Then January 1st to March 5th will give us 64 days, okay? Because, you know, the only month here that has 30 days is April and June. September is 28. Yeah, September 28, then April and June, 30 days. So when you add all the number of days together, it will give you 271. Okay, so January 1st to March 5th to give us 64 days. So when you deduct, it will give you your exact what? Exact time. Okay, so let's see. 271 minus 64. That is 207 days. Okay? Yeah, that is the exact time. This is the method 1. Okay? The second method is this. You add, okay, January is equal to 31 days, right? February. Okay, no, sorry, we are doing from March. Sorry. We are doing from March. This is the second method now, method 2. Okay? Method 2, we have March. From March 5th to September 28th. Now, from 1st to 5th is out. So the remaining we have 26. Because 26 plus 5 will give us 31 days. March is 31 days. So April is 30 days. Okay? April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay? May is 31 days. June is 30 days. July is 31 days. August is 31. September is 28. So when you add all these together, let's see. 26 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 28 will give us 207 days. So you see, I told you, it's the same thing. So either the method 1 or the method 2, whichever one you want to use, it will give you the same number of days. Okay, so let's go ahead to treat the approximate time now. Then there's a question I've drafted. I'll share it on the screen so that you can use it to try out. Okay, try it out. Try what you have done today using the question so that to see how you understand it. If there's any question you don't understand, or if there's any part you don't understand, or you have any question, use the comment section. Ask me. Okay, are we together? All right. So let's solve for exact approximate time. Sorry. Approximate time. Are we together? Now for approximate time, we'll count from, this is how we solve for approximate time. We'll count from March 5th, okay, to September 5th, okay? That will give us the number of months. That will give us 6 months, okay? 6 months, then we'll times it by 30, okay? That will give us 6 months, 30 times 6. Okay, that is 180. Okay, 180 days. Okay, then from September 5th to September 28th. Okay, how many number of days? That's 23 days. Okay, 23 days. So 180 plus 23, 180 plus 23, which is 203 days. So this is how we calculate for approximate time. Okay? You know, from the question, we said, from the question that was given, it was from March. They said we should find exact and approximate time of from March 5th to September 28th, right? So this is how we are solving for approximate time now. So the first thing you do, under approximate time, the first thing you do, you count from March 5th to September 5th. The number of months there is 6, right? And you times it by 30 to give you 180 days. Then from that September 5th to September 28th, okay, it will give you 23 days. When we treated taxation under assessment of accessible profits, this was helpful enough. This topic that we're treating now was helpful enough, okay? So that is how you use this to check, to calculate accessible profit under taxation. Maybe I'll share the link in the description for that class so that you can also go through to refresh your memory. So 203 days. So in a nutshell, between exact and approximate time, which one gave us the longer days? Exact gave us the longer day. Okay, exact time gave us the longer day. Exact time was 200 and I think 200 and something. We calculated 260 something. I don't remember now. 260 something. The exact time we did. So that exact time is longer than the approximate time. So in other words, exact time and the ordinary interest. The exact time and the ordinary interest produces what? Longer. This one produces higher interest, while this one produces the longer time. So ordinarily, or should I say conclusively, bankers or lenders will always use the ordinary interest and the exact time to lend out or borrow money out to clients or individuals. So these two methods are known as the banker's rule, okay? Banker's rule. The exact time and the ordinary interest are known as what? The banker's rule. The exact time produces a longer days, while the ordinary interest produces a higher amount of interest. So these two combined will produce the banker's, or called the banker's rule. So when you're asked to calculate the number of days or the interest using the banker's rule, they're equally asking you to calculate exact time and ordinary interest. Okay, so I'm going to share a question on the screen so that you can use the question to practice. Now, the question there, whenever you see, let me just give you a hint on the question. Whenever you see, maybe solve for ordinary interest and approximate time, for instance, they are talking about banker's rule. When they say solve for exact time and or maybe approximate time on the ordinary interest, they are asking you to solve for approximate time and ordinary interest. So whatever you get for approximate time or whatever you get for ordinary interest, that is what you use. Do not use figures or number of days or interest outside what you have asked to solve. If they're asking you to solve approximate time and ordinary interest, whatever you get for your interest or whatever you get for your time, that time is what you will use in the ordinary interest. Don't go and use the approximate time for exact time or for the other interest. No. Whatever time you get here, that's the time you're going to use for the ordinary interest. Do you understand it? So if you don't understand it, just use the comment section so that I can explain them more. Okay? Are we together? Alright, we're going to stop here. I don't want the class to be too long. I'm going to share the questions so use it to practice. If you have any question, please use the comment section to ask me. Okay? Alright, thank you for your time. See you in the next class.